involved in?
Definitely, yeah, it was crazy. A lot of things happening, a lot of things quickly. We just try to settle down, get back to work. Crazy catch by Justin. Offense did a great job. Dalvin had a big run in the late of the game. We just keep battling, man. People count us out, but we come back.
How about the odds that Allen muffs that ball and you fall on it for a touchdown?
I know. We knew it was going to be a sneak. They were backed up. They can't just take a knee, otherwise it's going to be a safety. So we put a little pressure on them. The ball dropped. I was at the bottom of the pile. I kind of just seen the ball rolling around, and I grabbed it. And I held on as hard as I can.
A front row seat for JJ's catches, right? What are your thoughts?
Man, that one was crazy. That was probably the craziest catch I've ever seen. I feel like the guy had two hands on it too, but JJ had it underneath, and he just snatched it with one hand. I was right there. I mean, we all were. Shoot. You got to be at your best when your best is required. Obviously we know that, but for him to just go up and get that and just want it that much more, it was meant a lot to our team.
I know you played in the Minneapolis Miracle game, but have you ever seen a game this riveting and going back and forth the way it did?
No, like I said, we just kind of try to hang on. I didn't really, at one point I just stopped looking at the scoreboard, and I just knew that we were going to go back out there and stop them. We just fight. We just keep fighting. Everybody's bought in. Everybody's calm on the sideline. Everybody's together, and we're just getting the job done.
Hey, Eric, I feel like every week Pat Pete has been reminding people, hey, I'm still here. Just talk about it.
That's all pro Pat. You know what I mean? He's been doing it for the longest. And, he's one of the best players there ever was in the NFL, in my opinion. So, he's getting comfortable now. He's getting in his stride. And let's see what he does the rest of the year.
Some people doubted your 7-1 record post games, not the strongest schedule. What did this show people you're for real, or what exactly?
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, people want to doubt us, whatever, let them. We're worried about what's in the building. We know what we got in the locker room. We're just going to keep fighting. We're going to keep worrying about us. And we're on to the next week now. We're going to enjoy this win, obviously, as we should. We should deserve to win. But we're going to get back to work like we have been doing.
Eric, you always say this team never panics. Take us through those moments where maybe in the past you guys might have.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the past. I'm just worried about, it's just everybody's so calm. Everybody knows what they got to do. Everybody's talking each other up, talking about situations, routes we might get, and we're just going to get the job done.
So, go ahead. We're preparing all week for Josh Allen, and then, of course, he still starts. He still seemed like Josh Allen out there. How hard was he to...
Josh Allen is a great competitor. We're from a similar area in California, so I know he has that chip on his shoulder for sure. Came out and played like it today. That guy's he's a tough competitor. Really my first time playing against him since he was a rookie probably, so awesome competitor. I wanted him to play. We all wanted him to play. I'm glad he did. Also glad we got the win.
What was that celebration you did?
My wife is a model, so I try to hit a runway. We didn't have enough time. Hopefully we can go back to it, but we'll see.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's wild, It really is. That's all I keep saying. It's just wow. It's incredible. I'm so proud of this team. I think we almost put up 500 yards of offense. I know there's some sacks at the end, but those guys were really coming up in huge times. And then again, defensively, just trusting one another that, hey, it's the play is going to come. The big play is going to come. You don't have to hunt it. It's going to come. And I was really impressed with the way that our whole team played.
Harrison, what was your view of the QB sneak fumble at the end?
Yeah, I was just mentioning that it was a fun time. That play's coming. Josh is such a big dude. He always falls forward and gets out of those situations. So just having situation, knowing that they weren't going to need the ball. I heard him kind of check the call at the end of right before the snap. I was kind of shaded on one side of Mitch, and I heard him check it, knowing that he was probably going to go over to this open gap. So I just swam real late. They snapped the ball. EK came and fired in that gap. I think it kind of surprised him that he'd think he was going to go that way. I don't know how it all happened, but the ball just bounced our way.
So that's some of the craziest catches by JJ that you've ever seen.
Yeah, and Diggs had some fantastic catches today too. But what Justin Jefferson did today, I don't know how to describe that. That we just witnessed friggin' history damn near.
Some people, look to your record 7-1, close games, haven't played a tough schedule, maybe doubted you guys. What did this show people that, you're for maybe quote real or you're among the NFL elite teams?
Yeah, we don't really listen to any of that outside stuff. We keep everything in-house. I appreciate the question, though. And also, while you guys are here, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff across the league, but, as players, we're making a really big stance that we want really even playing surfaces. And, there's something about the split turf fields, and it's weird, but the players always report that we like natural grass playing surfaces. I can tell you, being a big guy myself, I enjoy that too. And so as we get real, talking about player health and safety, it's very important that we make a push to do this holistically as an NFL and an NFLPA.
So you know Josh Allen personally, obviously. Did you think all week long he was going to play, or did you think you might see Case Keenum, or you not know, or what?
I always thought that we would see Josh just because I know him, and he's a dog. I mean, he's who he is for a reason, an MVP player, and the competitiveness in him, unless every single person in Western New York pulled him out. I anticipated that he was maybe going to play, but you never know. I'm happy that he did play. I think he had a pretty solid game, threw for over 300 yards, does what he does. Man, I thought I was close a couple times, man. I really got back there, and Josh just does what he does, steps up and avoids it and scrambles. So an amazing competitor.
Where does this rank as the most intense back-and-forth game that you've ever been in?
Kind of reminds me of some of them AFC championships that I had while I was here against the Chiefs. But this is up there for sure.
Every week that means
Played out.
Oh man, shoot, I don't know. I think I'm in shock a little bit. That was crazy, but obviously proud of this team. Proud of the way we just kept fighting when it felt like there was no chance. Guys didn't even hesitate, just keep working, taking one play at a time, and all it took was just one guy to make a play. Dalvin makes that huge run that completely changes the momentum in the game for us. Those plays that we talk about each week, we just need a little momentum, and we rely on our best players in those situations, and Dalvin's one of those, and Justin obviously making big play after big play after big play that really helped us win. And then defense, huge stop there, huge interceptions, a few of them. Just a team win. I don't even know what to say. It's crazy.
What was going through your head? I think after Kirk's QB sneak, you're standing up looking at the video board for like 2 minutes. What was going through your head?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was in. It was hard to see on the replay, but it's just kind of like one of those things. You're like, man, like we're right there, an inch away, and it feels like, man, like we did everything we could to get down there and to be an inch away. And then, but I knew when our defense was kind of coming out there, and I told them like, hey, like they can't kneel it. They still got to sneak it. So I wasn't expecting a fumble and a touchdown, but I thought there was a chance we could get a safety and just get the ball back. So guys just kept believing, kept fighting.
Adam, back to JJ. I know that you talk about receiver and you're one yourself. Some of those catches were absolutely incredible highlight reels. How do you judge them as a teammate? You say you see them all the time, but those were unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that he could surpass what I already felt about him as a player, and he just keeps outdoing himself. Teams are completely trying to take him away. They're doing everything they can possibly do to try to take him away, and he just keeps having crazy games. So it's just obviously proud of him, and I'm thankful to be his teammate, and I'm here for the show.
Adam, I know you said you weren't going to treat this like the Super Bowl, but some people are doubting how good the Vikings were. What does this show in terms of Vikings being for real and being among the NFL elite teams, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I still feel the same way. That's a great football team. A lot of credit to them. I mean, they did a lot of things to win that football game, and I just thought it was a good battle between two good teams. But at the end of the day, again, that game wasn't the Super Bowl. We still have a long ways to go. We know we could continue to play better and learn from some of the mistakes. And at the end of the day, a win is a win, and wins in this league are huge. And we kind of talked about earlier in the week how important these wins are, these individual games, because then you look back at the end of the season and you say, man, I wish we would have had that one, or how big was that game. So we have to just continue to stack and try to get better and learn from this game and then move on.
Adam, I feel like I ask you this every week, but what is it about the resiliency of this team? Last year, we saw these games play out totally different. This year, you guys are winning those. What's going into it?
I think it's just it's a lot of things, but I think this culture that's being built here right now, never give up mindset of people just having belief in one another, no matter what happens throughout a game, just that belief that we're going to find a way. And is that always going to be perfect? No, but I just feel like there's a lot of confidence in this locker room that we don't have to just rely on one guy or two guys. It's a confidence that we have a lot of great players that can help us win football games, and we're going to have to continue to do that.
Adam, it's also a no panic mentality that's got to go hand in hand with that. That's been unbelievable on stage the past couple of games.
Yeah, especially when in this league it's intense, right? You work so hard to get to where the game day, and you work so hard, and when things aren't going your way, it's easy to panic, and it's easy to have guys pointing fingers and coaches pointing fingers, but we just haven't had that. And I think that's really what's led to us just being able to go out there and go to the next play. And when things aren't going our way, just nobody is pointing fingers, nobody's yelling at each other, nobody's asking for the ball. It's just a mentality of guys just like, hey, let's just I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this game, but let's just keep putting our best effort out there, taking it one play at a time. We just need a little spark, and we got that.
I knew you played in the Minneapolis Miracle game, but just you ever been in a game like this, just so back and forth, and nobody knows who's going to win? It's so riveting.
No, I mean that's got to be as far as a regular season football game, that's got to be up there as one of the best of all time. I mean, the back and forth, it felt like we won the game, then it felt like they won the game, and then it felt like we won the game, and that back and forth, especially late in the game, it has to be up there as one of the better games.
All right, guys, one more question for Adam.
What would you say about Kirk's performance today? Had a couple mistakes, but then came down the stretch with some really big throws.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we talk about every week. That's what we see every day from Kirk. A guy that just doesn't hear the noise. He doesn't care about stats or this or that. He's just a guy that's going to, he's a very competitive guy that wants to go back out there and find a way to help this team win football games. And I think there's just a lot of confidence from not only offensive guys but defensive guys that, hey, Kirk's going to find a way and he's going to give guys opportunities, and we just have to go out there and make those plays for him. And his resiliency is I mean, top in the league. I wouldn't say there's a guy that's more resilient than him, and we're thankful to have him on our side.
Bring on the chains.
Yeah, bring on the chains, baby. Kirko chains.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I don't think so.
What was your vantage point on the muff snap that Eric Kendricks recovered in the end zone?
I was trying to, I don't know, make some shake, trying to dive in there. And I realized Josh didn't have the ball, and Eric was on the ground. He was like, the ball's out. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to move because I don't know where it is. And then Eric just kind of like, it was nice.
It's just one of the craziest games that you've ever been a part of, with such huge game-changing plays back and forth.
Yeah, as far as the back and forth, for sure, like huge plays. And then also Diggs being over there, being with him for the Minneapolis Miracle, and not that it's just kind of weird, I guess.
But in terms of Diggs, he had that unbelievable one-handed catch, and then JJ was just ridiculous. It's kind of like a tennis match between them in terms of the catches.
Yeah, they're both psychos. I mean, everybody says it. Both teams won in that trade. I think we all saw that today.
When it's overtime, battling back.
Yeah, we would have liked to have won in regulation. So we'll go back and see what we can do better there. But this dude always talks about how we're gonna win, and he was talking about it before he made that play. So
the P2 Renaissance continues.
I have no words. Dog. It's the only word. Dog.
This team does not panic, right? It's more than believing in each other. It's not getting flustered when game's on the line. That's how can you put that into words?
I'm sure you can. I'm not eloquent enough to do it, but I don't know. I think it's just how we interact. It's how we talk on the sideline. It's how we go about our day-to-day business. I've never been a part of anything like it, so it's maybe KO maybe fostered it. There's got to be a reason. But it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
I know the idea, the whole concept of revenge games is kind of overused, but just this year with Pat and Jordan being able to play their team, and Za'Darius and now Harrison Phillips today, just how fun has it been to just kind of see those guys? These games mean a lot to them.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's as much as you want to talk about it's a business. If you want to be good at it, you better make it personal. And we have a lot of guys that do that while also not making it about them, like still keeping it team. It's fun, man. Like I asked Kirk before the Commanders game, I was like, "Is this a revenge game for you?" And he said no, and I was like, "Well, we're gonna make it a revenge game." It's just fun for everybody, man. When you know, like you want to go in there and take, win in somebody else's house.
Speaking of Kirk, like where do we go from here on the plane ride?
Man, that's what I was worried last time, that we had overdone the chains because you got to save room, right? So I think we got something in store for it, but we still need to save room again, right? So if you have any ideas, we're open. We're open to all suggestions.
Any more chains? The plane might not get up off your out.
Like lopsided on that side.
Thank you. Congrats.
Yeah, it's by far one of the most special games I've ever been a part of.
A statement win for you guys? I mean, do you think you deserve a little more respect now?
It's not on us, man. Media's going to say what they want to say, whether we're winning or not. And, for us, it's day-to-day, making sure we come out every Sunday playing our best football and find a way to win games.
Jordan, everyone was saying you knew that Josh Allen was going to make the sneak right there, right? And then Harry was just saying, EK looked and said, the ball's on the ground, the ball's on the ground. Take us through what you saw.
I was actually blitzing, but we knew there was sneak. So shout out to Harrison. Harrison knew what their check was. He knew that they were checking to the other A-gap, and he slid. He aborted what he was doing and slid to the other A-gap. And I don't know, what happened in the exchange. I don't know how that affected the exchange, but, EK seeing it, getting on it. I mean, just the amount of events that led up to that moment, right? Between JJ's catch, JJ's other catch, the 80-some yard run by Dalvin. I mean, just the amount of emotion and raw just will to win in this game for this team is, outstanding. So it gives me chills, man. It's special.
Also P2, man, coming up with those two big plays.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I've been with Pat since Arizona, man, and he's been doing that ever since. And he's, people want to talk and be, critical of him. And this dude is playing amazing football right now. He is calling out routes. He is jumping routes. He is making plays when they come to him. And he's tackling. He's doing literally everything that you're asking a number one corner to do. So, special guy.
We're also just talking to Harry about the emotion. Like, no one wants to talk about revenge games, but there is emotion in these games when you're facing fellow teammates, when you're facing whatnot. Yeah. But everyone keeps it in check and does it professional, but it's also risen to this fun level. Yeah. How is that to actually be able to admit that and follow through?
I mean, we've had 3 games this year that are, those type of games between ours with Arizona, with the Commanders last week and now this game. So, and, every single one, we tell each other we're going to ride for each other, and we're there, and there's not going to be any quit, and we're going to give it everything we got. And at the end of the day, that's what we were able to do. And, yeah, the emotion for it, we're happy for Harry, obviously. I mean, what a way to come back into a place that you poured your heart into and just pull out a win like that, right? I mean, he's going to remember that for the rest of our lives, as we all are, but definitely probably a little bit more special for him.
And you touched on it, but you see JJ in practice all the time. Those catches were ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He's just that good, right? I mean, at the end of the day, 4th and 18? Come on, man. That's catch of the year. Come on. That's crazy.
What can you do on the plane then for Kirk, right?
Kirk O'Chains is about to come out, I guess. We're about to see how it shakes. We're excited.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Like, who gonna make the next play mentality? Once Kirk did get in the end zone, it was like you looked around. It was like, what we do next? Like, it wasn't like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was what we do next, and like that was the next step.
What was your vantage point? I mean, obviously you're on the sideline, but like, at what point did you kind of figure out like what we just scored?
I didn't believe it. It was one of those things where like it had to sink in. Like, all right, we just did something crazy, and all right, they did it too. So it was like one of those games of switch up emotions, and like game of the year right there, man. Like,
Dalvin, we just hopped in here. Can you take us through when you first saw daylight and you just hit that 81-yard touchdown?
Yeah, O-line did a great job up front getting me to the second level. And then once I got to the second level, I seen JJ, and he was decisive of what he did, and he went and got the safety and left me on the corner. And big block by him. And my job is to make one guy miss and do what I do.
Well, you turned the afterburners on and then some, didn't you?
I wasn't even running fast, but I think I could have ran faster. I know I could run faster. I wasn't running fast. It wasn't required right there.
Right. You did the quick left-right, though, just to make sure.
And to make sure we was good. That's it.
Delvin, what was it like to see James today, just pregame and to be able to watch him out there?
It was fun. I got to see him last night, too. I got to see my family, everybody. It's a blessing for us. Like, we swapped jerseys after the game, and I wrote on this jersey, dreams do come true. Like, this is something like, couldn't imagine this. Like, we always talked about it. Like, we want to go to the NFL when we was kids. We want to play against each other. I'm going to beat you, you're going to beat me. It actually happened today. And, like, just thankful. Like, God is good, and, my family is in a great space right now.
It was a win-win for your family coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got to win today.
But, Delvin, it was like a Hollywood script because you have Diggsy, who had a great game. Yeah. Then you have JJ making unbelievable catches. Yeah. Case is over there. I mean, and then you guys come out overtime with the victory. There's just a lot going on. But when you saw JJ making those plays after you made your great play, what were you thinking?
I looked JJ in his eyes. I said, man, this game going to come through either me or you right now. That's how the game was going. And Kurt was looking his way, and he was making plays. The ball was catching him at some point. Like, the ball was catching him. That one on the goal line down there when he caught it, I was like, they can't cover it no better. Like, JJ just one of those special players that I'm blessed to be playing with in my career. And we got a bunch of them, like Thielen. I'm so thankful for him just, like, being my big brother and just making sure I'm always straight. Like, KJ stepping up, TJ, like, it's just this team, that feel about this team feels right. And I'm just happy I'm in this locker room.
You know what I loved? Harrison Smith said, listen, I know we talked about revenge game being maybe an overused term, but the fact is there are emotions. You're going up against a brother. You're going up against former teammates. But it's like a respectful emotion, and you guys are letting it roll. How is that this year?
Yeah, it's, like you said, the respect level is always there. And, like, one thing about this team, we just want to go play football. Like, we just want to get on the green grass and toss the ball around and play defense, like, and let our special teams fly around. That's just our mindset. Other than that, we knew the storylines was, a lot of them was behind this game, but we had to, like, kind of box that out and come out here and play football and win a game. And I think as the game unfolded, you kind of, like, seen some of those storylines unfold, like JJ making plays, Diggs making plays, I was making plays. They was getting my brother involved. It was like Red River shootout out there.
Delvin, last one for me. Can you just talk about Kirk's mentality? Obviously, there were those 2 interceptions, and he just kept focused and kept playing.
That kept us focused. Seeing our leader not, like, even budge, like, not even, like, one bit, that keep us, like, where we need to be at. And having a leader like Kirk, setting the right example for everybody, I think that's something special. I think that's the little thing that go unnoticed, like, little mistakes. Everybody just stay calm. We still got the next play to go play, and that was the mentality. I think Kirk set the tone for that today.
When Ziggy left the locker room, he came out and he said, how about them apples? With a huge smile. He's usually pretty calm. To see the owner kind of into it, that just speaks volumes.
Yeah, Ziggy been around quite a bit lately. Making the owners proud, man. Just knowing he put the right thing together, the right coaching staff. He hired the right people, put them in place. I think this thing is all coming together. We just gotta stay level and keep this thing going. And sending on out, saying that, and send a message right there.
How about Kirk? What are you gonna do for chains? What are you gonna do on the plane?
Just look out for the internet.
All right. Yeah, you heard it here first.